Hey guys, welcome back to Startup Central. Today I'm very excited because we are going to be discussing airdrops coming from bridges. And not only bridges, but also blockchains that are basically the backbone of some bridges. And these are said to be very, very juicy airdrops, and it's going to be rather easy and almost non-expensive to use these protocols and earn these airdrops. So if that is something you're interested in, do like this video, and for now, let's get started. Okay guys, here is the gist of it. Bridges are ways to bridge your tokens from one blockchain to another. So it's not from one protocol to another or else, it's from one blockchain to another. Some bridges are specialized on Ethereum level 2s, and we're going to be discussing one of them. It's called Orbiter, and they are airdropping. But other bridges, the more sophisticated ones, are going to be bridging from one very different blockchain to another very different blockchain. Let's say, for example, Solana to Ethereum, or from Polygon to Aptos, etc., etc. These bridges are a little bit more sophisticated. They're a little bit more complicated to use, but don't worry. In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to be successful in bridging your funds from one to another and making the points needed to get these airdrops. So I'm going to show you, as per usual, my browser, and I'm going to show you to use 3 different blockchains, 3 different bridges. In this case, there's going to be we're going to be using Stargate, which is based on LayerZero. So by using this, you could qualify for LayerZero, the airdrop, and potentially for Stargate if they decide to issue another airdrop. Then we're going to be using Orbiter, which is specialized on L2s on Ethereum. And by using that, you're going to earn points. And of course, you're going to be qualifying for that airdrop. And last but not least, the Wormhole airdrop that is coming, we're going to be using Portal Bridge. And that is going to, of course, set you up to get that airdrop. So let's go to the browser, guys. Okay, guys, here we are. This is Stargate. So this is the first bridge. And this, again, is based on LayerZero. So if you're using this bridge, you're going to be qualifying to that airdrop. And again, it's going to be a UC1 LayerZero. It's its own blockchain. And they specialize in making tools to basically facilitate transferring those funds from one blockchain to the other. So that's the backbone. LayerZero is the backbone. And then on top of that backbone, there are a number of protocols. Of course, it's not exclusive for bridging, but that's their main appeal. So this is Stargate, and we're going to be using the app. And so we're going to be launching it now. And so we're going to click on transfer. When you do this, it's going to open like a default transfer settings. And you are shown STG, which is Stargate's own token. So you might not have Stargate for the moment, STG. So, but we are going to do this exercise with ETH. So at this moment, I have ETH on base. So I'm going to look for, of course, your wallet needs to be connected. That's a given. Once you have been connected to the Stargate protocol, you're going to be able to select the tokens you have on base. And right now, and you can see other tokens I have on other protocols, but I'm going to move this ETH from base to another blockchain, another L2. Of course, you could send that to Ethereum, but again, guys, if you are doing this because you really need those funds on Ethereum, then that's fine. And this is going to be a handy tool, and it's going to qualify you for airdropping, but it's going to be very expensive in terms of gas. So instead of doing that, I'm going to choose another blockchain. In this case, in Stargate, the sending from one place to another one, from one blockchain to another one, is limited. So it depends on where you want to send and what you want to send. In this case, it's going to show you the options you have. So if I want to move my ETH, it's going to show me which networks I can send it to. So it's going to, in this case, I'm going to choose Linea. And then I'm going to, of course, also select ETH. So I'm going to send ETH to ETH. But if you wanted to send something else, let's say STG, you might have more options. So in this case, I can send STG to a lot more blockchains, but I'm not going to do that because I'm fine having my STG on Base because I'm staking some of them. So instead of STG, I'm going to choose again ETH, and I'm going to leave this here, ETH, and I have to select how many ETH I want to transfer. Now, again, guys, this is really, really important because if you don't pay attention to this, what I'm going to tell you in a moment, it's going to complicate your life. So make sure, guys, you leave enough ETH on the source blockchain in order to move your funds. If you send every amount, every cent, or every decimal of ETH from one blockchain to the other, when you want to return those funds, or if you want to do that, it's going to be impossible. And then you're going to have to move a fund from a centralized exchange to this other blockchain. It's going to complicate your life, but take my word for it. It's going to take you 20, 30 minutes, if not an hour, to fix this. So make sure. So if I clicked on max, it's going to set me a number of, so as you can see, it's 1027 here when I have 1043 ETH. So it's picking a number of ETH to be transferred, taking into account the gas fees, but that would leave me with almost no ETH in Base. Now, Base, in my experience, is a good, let's say, a central, it's like a hub for airplanes. And if you are in the US, you might be thinking about probably Houston if you are traveling from one point to another in the US, or in like Amsterdam in Europe. There's a lot of airlines coming to a centralized hub. This is the same thing. Base is one of those blockchains that almost every bridge will use, and so it's handy. Now, it is said that Base could potentially do an airdrop. I've heard both things. I have heard that since they are based in the US, and the SEC is against airdrops for the time being, it doesn't help you to qualify. But again, guys, Base is a hub of bridges. So it's always handy to keep some ETH on Base. And as we go through this video, you're going to see why. So for this exercise, I'm just going to transfer 0.1 ETH. I'm going to leave more ETH on Base, and it's going to tell me I'm going to be receiving 0.09994. So this is almost 100%. I mean, it's like 98%. And of course, it's going to cover those extra that I'm not seeing transferred is gas fees and the protocols fees. So I'm going to click on transfer now, and it's asking me to confirm on my wallet. So it's opening, and it's going to cost me almost nothing, 0.000005 ETH. So that's basically nothing. I'm going to confirm, and then it's going to be transferring Base to Linea. And this is really cheap because Base is not expensive in terms of gas fees. And now I'm going to have to wait a little bit until this is completed. The transaction has been submitted, and I have to wait, in this case, around a minute. So the time you need to wait for this bridging depends on the blockchain. Yesterday, I bridged it to Polygon, and it took, man, like an hour and a half, and it was already midnight. So I have to wait until around 1:30 a.m. to complete this process because I don't want to keep things on the background, and the next morning I have probably forgotten about this, and it's complicated. So I rather wait. So I'm going to pause this video for a few seconds, and then once it's completed, I'm going to resume it. Okay, guys, if you see here, it's been completed. So my assets have arrived to Linea. If you remember well, Linea was one of those airdrop videos that we created. And it doesn't hurt if you are already in Linea to keep doing transactions, because by doing the actions that we did on that video, you would qualify for the airdrop. But the more actions you do, the more tasks you do, even by yourself, would qualify you for more of that airdrop. So, but that's not this video. So I already have those assets on Linea, and there's an easy way to check it. I can just swap this here, and I can see here, I have this amount on Linea right now that I could transfer to another blockchain. So that's the tutorial for Stargate. It's really easy. You just need to plan ahead which blockchains you're going to be using to transfer. So just to finish this part, now that I'm on Linea and I have my ETH on Linea, let's see where I can send those to. And it's a different set of protocols. So you could use Arbitrum, Optimism, Base. You can return them to Base, but we're not going to do that now because we are going to be bridging the ones we have on Base through a different bridge and to a different network that is not available here. So next, we're going to go to Orbiter. Orbiter Finance is one of the main bridges for L2s. This is the one I'm using. As you can see, they assign points. I have 106 points because I have done a number of bridging for all this airdrop qualifying. Now, if you see here, I can check how many ETH I have left on Base. It's almost nothing because most of them have gone to Linea. So now I am, of course, you need to connect your wallet before, guys. So make sure you connect before trying to use this protocol. Things you need to know about Orbiter Finance. They are doing an airdrop. They have not announced when, but this points system will qualify you for those. As you can see, I have some basic points that are basic points, guys. Every time you do one transaction, you get a point. But then you have activity points, and these activity points are shown here. So if you, and this change like every week or every few days. So right now they are offering extra points. In this case, if you bridge one transaction of ETH to Manta, it doesn't matter where the source of the bridging is, as long as it goes to Manta, you will receive 5 points. If you do this 2 times, then you will get 12 points instead of 5. So that gives you more points. And so you could be doing these tasks by themselves in order to qualify for the Orbiter Finance airdrop. However, guys, if you do this, you're going to be spending gas without a really good aim. And so what we're going to be doing is some actions on the receiving blockchain. And I'm going to be doing probably today or maybe tomorrow another video on another airdrop. And this is airdrop season, guys. And that's going to be ZK Fair. So right now I could send my ETH to ZK Fair. Not ZK Fair, sorry, in ZK Sync era, where I'm going to do another video for ZK Fair. So, but I already have a number of ETH on ZK Sync era because I am qualifying for that airdrop too. And again, I'm going to make a video for you about that other blockchain. So right now, let's choose something different. I have really not done much on Manta, and since I'm getting those extra points, I'm going to send my Linea ETH to Manta. Now, again, guys, don't send everything because otherwise it's going to be hard to send money back and from Linea again. So you might be thinking, yeah, well, I'm not going to be using Linea again ever. But guys, you might, because there might be additional tasks to qualify for that airdrop. Or if you're trying to get this bridging airdrops, at some point you might need to go back to Linea. So I'm going to, again, just transfer 0.1 ETH to Manta, and it's going to probably charge me something. Now, again, guys, if I do this, this is the second transaction I do to send to Manta. So I'm going to get 12 points for that. So I'm really happy to do that. There is going to be a number of fees, not only gas fees, but this bridge will charge you for their fees. In this case, they usually withhold 0.001 ETH, which is their fee. And there is a discount for this promotion of Manta, and it's going to charge you less, even less than that. So if you are sure, then all you have to do is confirm and send. So let's do that. It's going to open my wallet. It's asking me to confirm, and it's telling me I'm going to spend 18 cents of US dollars as gas fee. And so I'm going to say yes. Right now we are on the process of sending those funds from Linea to Manta. Now, another thing, while this is completed, another thing I want to tell you about is they have NFTs. So by completing a number of tasks, you get the NFTs. And of course, these NFTs are minted in certain blockchains which also qualify for those airdrops. So, I mean, there are gas fees involved, but why not, guys? And these NFTs will also help you qualify for the Orbiter Finance airdrop. So while this completes, let's discuss the NFTs. Now, they are not currently available. You could get them on Galaxy, and this is the page where you would get them. So they're not currently available, which doesn't mean they're not going to be available in the near future. Supposedly, by having these NFTs, you would be qualifying for more of the airdrop. I'm not entirely sure how those work because I haven't found that information. So make sure by the time you are using this protocol, make sure you click elsewhere to try to find if these are available again. I was only able to qualify for this too. Right now, I might also be able to qualify for this other one, but as you can see, this has ended here. So I'm looking forward for the moment when they are re-enabled. And it depends on how many transactions you perform on Orbiter, the type of NFT you would qualify for. Of course, the trainee was just one transaction, and then I think this was 10 transactions, and this was 20 transactions. So by now, I have enough transactions probably to qualify for the Orbiter airdrop. One more thing I want to tell you guys is that some of this bridging is slow. In the case of ZK Fair, and we're going to be discussing that on the next video, the blockchain is small, it's new, and it's usually congested. So right now, Manta might be congested because it's taking a lot more than it usually takes to bridge these assets. So don't be worried. I found a lot of people in the ZK Fair Discord claiming that this was a scam, a rug pull, which is not. Otherwise, Orbiter Finance and these other bridges wouldn't be partnering with them. But if it takes a lot of time, just be patient. Again, doing this to Polygon, it took an hour and a half. And Polygon is supposed to be a faster blockchain than Ethereum. So just wait. I'm going to pause this video until the deal completes so we can continue. Okay, guys, this has been completed. As you can see, I went from 106 to 114. So I got my points by transferring the second time to Manta. And again, they haven't announced yet the date when they will be doing the airdrop. But the more points you accrue, the more of that airdrop you get. And Orbiter Finance is one of the main bridges out there, especially for level 2s. So you want to use the protocols that will assign more money to the airdrop. So it's not like a $5 airdrop. You want a $100 airdrop, or maybe a $1,000 airdrop, or hopefully a $10,000 airdrop. And again, guys, by using a bridge, you enabled yourself to qualify for other airdrops. So if you're bridging, let's say, to Manta and you want to qualify for Manta, then you still need to use a bridge, right, guys? And so choose the one that will qualify you for an airdrop by bridging, not only for Manta, but also in this case for Orbiter. So for now, this is it for Orbiter Finance, and let's go to Wormhole. So that's another blockchain. So let's switch. So this is Portal Bridge. Portal Bridge is the main bridge for this other blockchain called Wormhole. Wormhole, the same as the bridge and the blockchain we just discussed, LayerZero and Stargate, they are a pair that will allow you to qualify. You cannot do transactions directly on Wormhole. You need to use a protocol. So that's why we are using Portal Bridge. Now, this is one of the most complicated bridges out there. Again, I spent a big number of hours trying to understand how this worked. I went to their support team to try to figure things out. So I don't want to have you be as concerned as I was last night while trying to do this bridging. So I'm going to explain what you need to do before using this portal. Before we get there, I'm going to explain the basic thing. You will be having to connect your wallet from two different, actually multiple wallets. So in this case, let's choose Solana. So I have Phantom on Solana. So I have connected my Solana wallet, and then you need to click on which wallet you are going to be using, where you're going to be receiving those funds. So it depends on where you want to receive your tokens. So you could receive them on Cosmos, Aptos, Solana, Ethereum, a lot of Solana wallets in Cosmos. That's basically what they have. But once you choose, like, for example, Ethereum, MetaMask, you could transfer to a big number of blockchains that are based on Ethereum. So if you choose Solana, for example, well, Solana only works on Solana, so you can only choose, oh, I didn't know. Well, you could actually choose Algorand, Acala, and Say. So let's click on Solana. And if you're going to be bridging to another network, in this case, we chose MetaMask. So this is Ethereum-based networks or EVM-based networks. It's going to allow us to choose a number of them. You could also click on more networks. I haven't done this because I haven't had the need. But for the sake of this video, let's click on more networks and see what else is available. And it's going to open. I'm going to save this for further down in this video, because this is a way to unstuck the transactions that you have gotten stuck. And don't worry, guys, it's something easy to fix. So let's say I'm going to be sending my Solana to, just for the sake of this exercise, to BSC. So I will have them on the Binance Smart Chain if I choose to do this. And right now I'm going to explain why you don't just click on any network, because otherwise you're going to be stuck a little bit. And I'll explain, if you get to do this, how to get unstuck. So right now, if you can see, I have 3,000 USDC on Solana, and I could send them to BSC. And of course, I can send them as USDC. Now, here is the trick, guys. And this is what took me a lot of time to figure out. Not if you send USDC from one blockchain to another, the receiving blockchain will wrap those tokens. So once I receive this USDC on BSC, they will still be Solana USDC. The only difference is that they're going to be wrapped for Binance. So wrap, imagine like a gift wrapping. It's going to be wrapped. So it doesn't mean that whatever is inside is what you think it is. So let me figure out another way to explain this. There is going to be on Binance Smart Chain two different types of USDC. The Binance Smart Chain USDC, which you can trade everywhere on Binance. And then, of course, the Solana wrapped USDC, which is going to be hard to trade. So basically, once you send them to that network, you're not going to be able to do basically anything on that network with that token, unless, guys, you make sure there is liquidity for that token on the receiving end. So this is a page, and I'm going to place the link in the description of this video, where you can figure out if the receiving blockchain will allow you to do something with that token. So as you can see here on the right, we have like an index. So let's see if I'm going to be sending them to, and there is no BSC here. So I wouldn't, even though you can physically send those tokens, I would not send them to BSC. That would be a really, really bad idea. And I'm going to tell you why. If you do that, they're going to be there and you're going to be concerned that you cannot find them. Because if you go to PancakeSwap or to any other exchange, you would not be able to find them. And even if you copy the contract address and add that to PancakeSwap, you will not be able to trade them because there's no liquidity. So before using Wormhole and Portal Bridge, make sure you go to this page. This is really, really, really important, guys. This is a very important first step. So let's say we're going to be sending them to Polygon. Now, in here, it tells me if I send from AVAX to Matic or from Solana to Matic, I can go to QuickSwap and trade those wrapped USDC and exchange them for something else. Now, that's something I want to do. Because if I want to use them on, let's say on Polygon, then I will be able to make use of those and exchange them for Matic or stake them or do whatever I want to do on Matic. But if there, like on the case of Binance Smart Chain, there is no receiving exchange that will allow you to exchange those tokens. So you will be concerned if you do that by error. If you try to rebridge them using this regular portal, you will not be able to find them. And so you will feel you have lost. So I imagine this happened to me yesterday with 3,000 USDC. And I was really concerned, where are my 3,000 USDC? I could not find them. So I said, I'm going to bridge them back. So I clicked on the opposite transaction and it would, even portal bridge would not find those USDC. So I got in touch with the support team, which is amazing. They are really, really amazing and really helpful. But they are technical. So they started asking me very, very technical questions. And guys, I've been in crypto for 5 years. I do understand a lot of jargon, but I couldn't quite understand what they were asking me. So I had to ask a lot of questions before I could fully understand what they were asking of me. So do this if you get stuck. There is the old version of their bridge, which you can access here. If you go down over here and click on Advanced Tools, it's going to open this interface, which is the old bridge for Portal Bridge. And then you look for BNB in this case. And then you click on where you want to send them to. So basically you are reversing the transaction. So you would click on Solana. You connect, in this case MetaMask, because your missing tokens will be on Binance Smart Chain if you already did this transaction. Right now it's telling me that no. Anyway, you connect and then you're going to be able to select those missing coins. And then you're going to be able to revert that transaction. The nice thing, guys, the upside of all this is that if you reverse that transaction, nothing is missed because you will be accumulating more points for this airdrop. So even when I was very concerned for a good chunk of time yesterday, in the end, I got my tokens back. I got them back on Solana. I was able to trade them back on Solana, but by virtue of sending and receiving and sending them back, I'm earning points in Wormhole. So if you by some reason send them to one blockchain that has no liquidity, I already explained how to get them back. Now let's go back here. You need to choose where you are going to be sending those tokens. So those USDC that I currently have back on Solana, I want to send them elsewhere to trade them or to qualify for more airdrops. So I need to choose which one I'm going to be using. Of all this, as you can see, Aptos does have a number of markets where you can trade them and you can qualify for airdrops if you send them to Aptos. So there are three places where you can swap your receiving USDC on Aptos: Hippo Labs, LiquidSap, and Aries Markets. So now, guys, this is step one, guys. Don't forget this. Step one, check if there is liquidity. Now that I know that there is liquidity, you need to know that where this money is coming from, because last night I sent money from USDC from Osmosis to Aptos, and Aptos was not able to do anything with that token coming from Osmosis. So this is really important. You need to take into consideration the starting blockchain and the receiving blockchain. And this pair of blockchains need to be available in this page. And not only that, but also the token you're sending needs to be available on both. So as you can see, if I was sending from Ethereum to Aptos, I would only be able to send USDC and ETH. That's it. So right now I have my funds. They're not on Ethereum. They're in Solana. So even if I send them to Aptos, I would not be able to do anything with those. However, guys, if I go further up this page, I look for Arbitrum, the target chain, and I see that I could send from Solana to Arbitrum, but not USDC. I could send Solana, where I would be exchanging them on Camelot. Now, yesterday, I actually did the mistake and I sent USDC on Camelot, on Arbitrum, and Camelot, in my good luck, was able to exchange those USDC. So it's not official, but they are available in my experience on Camelot. I would not advise you to do that. Always take into consideration this page. But if you, by mistake, send tokens to wrong blockchain and you cannot see them on any exchange, again, guys, go to Advanced Tools and you will be able to send them back to reverse that transaction. Again, guys, by doing that reverse transaction, you're qualified for even more points for the Wormhole airdrop. Now, another thing I wanted to show you, in some of these transactions, you will need to claim those tokens. So it's not enough to just send them, you need to claim them. And if you close the page where you were doing the transaction, it's going to be harder to claim them. So make sure you never close the page. So this is it, the page where I was bridging some tokens. So I was transferring $3,000, 3,000 USDC to from Base to Solana. So I was reversing that transaction. I got this transaction hash, and actually you can see that on Wormhole Scan. You can do the checking on other scanners, but it's not very clear. If you click on Wormhole Scan, although it's kind of lagging at some times, you can see the full transaction from blockchain to blockchain, and it is easy to find what's going on. So it's marked as completed, as you can see here. Once you send those, you will need to redeem those tokens, which I already did. It's going to open a button here and it's going to ask you to claim. So it might take a while, it might take 10 minutes, it might take 3 minutes, depending on which blockchain you're sending from and to. Once that's done, you go back to this page. Don't close this page, guys, and click on confirm or claim actually. And once you have redeemed them, then there will be available on the receiving blockchain. I hope this was clear, guys. I know this is a more complicated blockchain and portal, but it will qualify you for a UC airdrop, especially considering there's not a lot of people using Wormhole yet. So if you have any questions, leave them on the description. I will try to answer as many and as fast as I can. And I hope this video was useful and interesting, and I hope you do get a lot of money from these airdrops. And if you did, like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to Startup Central, to this channel, because we are discussing a lot of airdrops and finding crypto gems, and in general, how to make money with the blockchain. See you in the next video. Bye-bye now.